During Christmas, my mom criticized my baby in front of everyone. Her insult left me speechless. I, 32 female, have been sitting on this for about a week now, and I still can't believe what happened. My hands are literally shaking, typing this out, but I need somewhere to vent because my husband thinks I'm overreacting, and honestly, I need a reality check. So background. My daughter just turned 8 months old. She was born 6 weeks premature and spent her first 3 weeks in the NICU. It was the scariest time of my life. She's healthy now, hitting all her milestones, but she's on the smaller side, like she's in the 15th percentile for weight. Her pediatrician says she's perfectly healthy, just petite. My husband and I are both on the shorter side, so it makes sense genetically. My mom has always had opinions about everything. Growing up, nothing I did was ever good enough. My grades, my weight, my college choice, my career, my husband, you name it, she had criticism for it. But I stupidly thought things would be different once I had a baby. Like maybe she'd finally be proud of something I did. Christmas was at my parents' house this year. Big family gathering, my brother and his wife, my aunt and uncle, my grandmother, some cousins. About 15 people total. Everyone was passing my daughter around, cooing over her, saying how cute she was. Normal grandparent stuff, right? Then my mom takes her. And she holds her at arm's length like she's inspecting produce at the grocery store. I'm not even exaggerating. She literally holds her out and goes, "She's so small. Is she eating enough? She looks malnourished." The room went quiet. My aunt tried to change the subject, but my mom wasn't done. "I'm serious. Look at her. When your brother's kids were this age, they were twice this size. Are you sure there isn't something wrong with her? Have you had her tested?" I felt my face get hot. "Mom, her doctor says she's perfectly healthy. She's just petite." My mom does this laugh, this condescending, dismissive laugh that I've heard my entire life. Doctors don't know everything. I'm just saying, she doesn't look right. Her head looks too big for her body. It's not normal, y'all. My daughter was right there, in her arms. Like I know she's a baby and doesn't understand words yet, but the energy in that room shifted so hard. My brother's wife tried to help. "She looks adorable to me. All babies have different builds." My mom ignored her and kept going. "I'm just worried. As her grandmother, I have a right to be concerned. Maybe if you'd taken better care of yourself during pregnancy, she wouldn't have come early. Did you ever think about that?" That was it. Something in me just snapped. I stood up, walked over, and took my daughter out of her arms. Didn't say a word. I went to the living room where all her presents were piled up, grabbed the diaper bag, and started packing everything. My mom followed me. "What are you doing? Don't be so sensitive. I'm just expressing concern." I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "This is her last Christmas here." My mom laughed again. "Oh, please. You're being dramatic." "No, I'm being serious. You just called my daughter malnourished and implied it's my fault she was premature. In front of everyone. On Christmas. This is done." My dad tried to intervene. "Honey, your mother didn't mean it like that. Let's just calm down and enjoy the holiday." She said exactly what she meant. She always does. I finished packing up the presents, the ones my husband and I brought, plus the gifts from other family members who actually love my daughter without conditions. My mom's gifts stayed under the tree. That's when her face changed, like she finally realized I wasn't playing. "Wait, you're really leaving? It's Christmas dinner. You can't just leave. Watch me." My husband was confused but followed my lead. We were out the door in under 10 minutes. The car ride home was silent except for my daughter babbling in her car seat, completely oblivious. I cried the whole way. Not because I regretted leaving, but because I was so angry at myself for being surprised. For thinking this time would be different. We've been home for a week now. My phone has been blowing up. My mom keeps texting things like, "I can't believe you ruined Christmas, and you're keeping my granddaughter from me over nothing." And my personal favorite, "I was just being honest because I care." My dad sent a text that just said, "Please call your mother." My brother texted separately saying he understood why I left, but thinks I should be the bigger person and apologize so things don't get awkward at future family events. I haven't responded to any of them. My husband finally came around after I showed him some of the texts. He said he didn't realize how bad it was in the moment because he was in the kitchen getting drinks when most of it happened. Now, he's 100% on my side, but I'm still getting pressure from basically everyone to just let it go. That's just how she is. She's from a different generation. She didn't mean any harm. Am I crazy for thinking this is a hill worth dying on? Update 1, 5 days later. Okay, so I wasn't expecting my post to get this much attention, but here we are. Thank you to everyone who validated that I'm not insane. I needed to hear that more than you know. So, things have escalated. Buckle up. After I posted, I continued ignoring my mom's texts. She sent probably 30 messages over 3 days, ranging from "I'm sorry you took it that way," not an apology, to "you're poisoning my granddaughter against me," to "I have rights as a grandmother." Ma'am, your granddaughter is 8 months old. She doesn't even know what poison means. On New Year's Eve, she showed up at our house, no warning, just pulled into the driveway like she owned the place. My husband answered the door because I was feeding the baby. I heard my mom say, "I'm here to see my granddaughter. It's a new year and we're starting fresh." My husband, bless him, said, "That's not going to work for us right now." She tried to push past him, physically tried to push past my husband into our home. He blocked her and said, "You need to leave." She started crying, full waterworks. "I can't believe you're doing this to me. I'm her grandmother. I have every right to see her." I came to the door with the baby on my hip. "Mom, you need to go." "Let me just hold her for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, it's New Year's." "No. Why are you being so cruel? I said one thing and you're acting like I committed a crime." "You said multiple things. You called her malnourished. You said her head was too big. You implied her premature birth was my fault. On Christmas, in front of everyone. I was worried. That's what mothers do." "No. That's what you do. And I'm done letting you do it to my daughter." She stood there on our porch for probably 10 minutes crying and making a scene. Our neighbors were definitely watching. I'm sure that was part of the performance. Finally, my dad came and collected her. He gave me this look like I was the one being unreasonable. Since then, she's mobilized the family. My aunt called to tell me I was being unnecessarily harsh, and that my mom has always been a little tactless, but her heart is in the right place. I asked my aunt if she'd be okay with someone calling her grandkids malnourished at Christmas dinner. She didn't have an answer. My brother's wife texted me an essay about how my mom called her crying every day and how hard this is on her. On my mom. The victim here is apparently my mom. Then came the real kicker. My grandmother called. My 78-year-old grandmother who I adore and who has always been the peacekeeper. She asked me to come to her house on Saturday because she wanted to talk. I agreed because I love her and I thought maybe she'd actually understand. Nope. When I got there, my mom was sitting in the living room. Ambush. My grandmother said, "I just want my family together. Can't you two work this out?" I looked at my mom. She had this smug expression like she'd won something by tricking me into showing up. "Did you know she was going to be here?" I asked my grandmother. "I thought if you two could just talk." "I can't do this." I grabbed my keys. "Grandma, I love you, but this was not okay." My mom stood up. "See? She won't even try. She's the one being unreasonable." I turned to her. "You want to work this out? Start with an actual apology. Not "I'm sorry you feel that way." An actual, real apology acknowledging what you said and why it was wrong. She crossed her arms. "I'm not going to apologize for caring about my granddaughter's health." "Then we have nothing to talk about." I left. My grandmother called me later to apologize for the ambush. She said my mom begged her to help and she thought she was doing the right thing. I told her I understood, but I was hurt that she let herself be used like that. But wait, there's more. My mom started sending gifts. Every single day, a package would arrive at our door. Baby clothes, toys, a fancy stroller we didn't need, all with little notes attached. "For my precious granddaughter. Thinking of you always. Can't wait to see you grow." The first few I donated. Then I started marking them returned to sender, unopened. The delivery guys started recognizing me. One of them actually said, "Another one, huh?" "Yeah, buddy. Another one." Then she escalated further. She called our pediatrician's office, our pediatrician, claiming to be concerned about her granddaughter's health and asking if she could speak to the doctor about her weight. The office obviously couldn't tell her anything due to HIPAA, but they called us to let us know someone had been inquiring. I was livid. This woman had the audacity to call our daughter's doctor to validate her Christmas comments, like she was trying to prove she was right about the malnourishment. I called her directly for the first time since Christmas. "You called our pediatrician?" I was worried. "You won't talk to me. You won't let me see her. How else am I supposed to know she's okay?" By trusting that her parents have it handled, like a normal person. "I'm her grandmother. I have a right to." "You have no rights. None. You are not entitled to information about my child. You are not entitled to access to my child. Stop calling people." She hung up on me. So now I'm apparently the villain who won't let things go and is tearing the family apart. Tweet. My husband thinks we should send one final message laying out our boundaries clearly so there's no ambiguity. I'm drafting something, but honestly, I'm so emotionally exhausted. The thing that keeps me going is looking at my daughter. She's so happy and perfect and has no idea any of this is happening. She deserves a grandmother who looks at her and sees joy, not problems to criticize. More updates as things unfold, I guess. Update 2. 3 weeks later. Final update because I think this chapter is closed. It's been a wild ride and I need to get this all out. After the ambush at my grandmother's and the pediatrician incident, my husband and I sat down and wrote out a formal letter to my parents. I know, very formal and dramatic, but we wanted it in writing, so there was no "I didn't say that" or "you misunderstood" later. The letter laid out everything. What was said at Christmas and why it was harmful. The subsequent behavior, including showing up unannounced, trying to force entry, mobilizing family against us, and contacting our medical providers. Our boundaries going forward, which included no visits until a genuine apology, no contact with our daughter without both of us present, no discussing our family situation with other relatives, and absolutely no contacting any professionals involved in our daughter's care. We sent it via email and certified mail because I know my mom would claim she never received it. The response was something else. My mom sent a 3-page letter back. Not an apology. 3 pages of how she was the victim, how I was always too sensitive growing up, how she sacrificed everything for me, and this is how I repay her, how my husband has poisoned me against my own family, and how she's consulting with a lawyer about grandparents' rights. That last part made me laugh out loud. I looked it up. Our state does have grandparent visitation laws, but they basically only apply if the parents are divorced, deceased, or deemed unfit, or if there's a pre-existing significant relationship and it's in the child's best interest. Married couple with a healthy baby who just don't want to see grandma because she's toxic? Not covered. But here's where it gets really interesting. My mom started calling my husband's parents. We're not super close with them since they live several states away and we see them maybe twice a year, but they're nice people. My mom called them to warn them about what kind of person I really am and how I'm unstable and keeping their granddaughter hostage. My mother-in-law called me directly. "Your mother called me." She sounded off. She was saying all these things about how you're denying her access to her granddaughter and how your husband has brainwashed you. "I just wanted you to know and see if you're okay." I explained the whole situation. My mother-in-law's response? "That's insane. She said those things about a baby? I'm so sorry you're dealing with this." Then she said something that genuinely made me tear up. "For what it's worth, I think your daughter is perfect, and I think you're a wonderful mother. Don't let anyone make you doubt that." So my mom's attempt to turn my in-laws against me completely backfired. They actually started checking in on us more often after that. Sent a care package with some baby stuff and a nice bottle of wine for me with a note that said, "You deserve this." But my mom still wasn't done. The next thing she tried was showing up at my husband's gym, the one he's been going to for years. She waited in the parking lot until he came out and ambushed him at his car. "I just want to talk, please. You have to understand, I'm losing my granddaughter." My husband was caught completely off guard. "This isn't the place for this." "Then where is the place? Your wife won't talk to me. You won't answer my calls. I'm desperate here." "You're desperate because you refuse to apologize for what you said. This isn't complicated. I apologized. I said I was sorry she took it that way. That's not an apology. That's blame shifting. You need to leave. She grabbed his arm. Actually grabbed him. Please, just let me see her. One time. I'll prove I can be better. He pulled away. If you don't leave right now, I'm calling the police. She left. But the gym thing shook him. He started parking in a different spot and varying his schedule. The fact that my mom tracked down where he works out and waited for him was genuinely unhinged behavior. We made the decision that night. Full no contact. Not temporary. Not conditional on an apology. Done. I sent one final message to my mom. After stalking my husband at his gym, any possibility of reconciliation is gone. Do not contact us again. Do not contact our friends, families, or anywhere we frequent. Any further attempts to reach us will be documented, and we will pursue a restraining order if necessary. This is not a negotiation. Then I blocked her number. Blocked her on all social media. My husband did the same. My dad sent one last text. I hope you're happy. Your mother is devastated. She made a few mistakes, and you're treating her like a criminal. I didn't respond. I blocked him too. A few mistakes is understating things just a bit. Here's the aftermath. My brother finally reached out. Not to pressure me to reconcile, but to tell me that he and his wife have also pulled back from my parents. Apparently, my mom's behavior at Christmas wasn't the first time she said inappropriate things about kids in the family. His wife has been dealing with similar comments about their son's weight for years. They just never said anything because they didn't want to rock the boat. We had a long phone call. He apologized for not backing me up sooner and for telling me to be the bigger person. He said watching me set boundaries made him realize he should have done it years ago. His wife got on the phone too and said she wished she'd had my backbone when my mom first started making comments about her son. They're now LC with my parents and actually told my mom directly that her behavior was unacceptable. My aunt, who initially called me harsh, texted me a week later. I've been thinking about what you said, about whether I'd be okay with someone calling my grandkids malnourished. I wouldn't be. I'm sorry I didn't see that at first. You did the right thing. That one actually meant a lot. She's always been kind of my mom's sidekick, so having her validate my decision was unexpected. My grandmother and I have talked a few times. She's staying neutral, which is fine. She's old and she's seen a lot, and I don't expect her to cut off her own daughter. But she did say she respects my decision and that she's sorry for the ambush. She also told me something interesting. Apparently my mom has been telling the extended family that I've lost my mind and that my husband is controlling and that they need to save me. Some relatives have bought it, some haven't. I genuinely don't care anymore. The people who matter know the truth. As for my mom, from what I've heard through the family grapevine, she's not doing great. Not in a karmic justice way that makes me feel satisfied, just in a factual way. She's apparently been telling everyone who will listen that I've stolen her grandchild. Some of her friends have distanced themselves because even they think she's being unreasonable. My dad is apparently exhausted from managing her emotions 24/7. Part of me feels guilty about that. Like maybe I'm the reason for all this chaos. But then I remember that all she had to do was apologize. Say, I'm sorry for what I said about your daughter. It was wrong and hurtful. That's it. That's all it would have taken. She chose not to. She chose her pride over her grandchild. That's on her. My daughter is thriving. She's crawling now, getting into everything, laughing at the stupidest stuff. She pulls herself up on furniture and thinks she's hot stuff. She has grandparents who love her unconditionally, and my in-laws who have already planned a visit next month. She has an aunt and uncle who adore her. She has cousins to grow up with. She has parents who will protect her from anyone who tries to make her feel less than perfect. That's what matters. That's all that matters. To anyone reading this who's dealing with a toxic parent, you're allowed to choose peace. You're allowed to protect your kids. You're allowed to stop setting yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. I know some people will say I should have tried harder or given her more chances. But here's the thing. I gave her 32 years of chances. 32 years of letting comments slide, of being the bigger person, of pretending everything was fine. My daughter doesn't have to grow up with that. She gets to start fresh. This was the hardest thing I've ever done, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Thanks for listening, Reddit.